If you feel like happiness always escapes you, if every time you reach a goal, something feels missing, if you look around and everyone seems to be running in circles, you're not imagining it, that you're witnessing a trap designed by something ancient, something that doesn't care if you suffer. In fact, it feeds on your suffering, and until you face it, truly face it, you will never be at peace. I am Arthur Schopenhauer. And I am here to disturb your assumptions. Modern life tells you that happiness is your birthright, that if you just work hard enough, if you hustle, build, manifest, you'll finally arrive. But I say, there is no final arrival, because happiness, as you imagine it, does not exist. That you've been sold a dream by people who profit from your pursuit. But nature doesn't care if you're happy. It only cares that you keep moving, keep desiring, keep reproducing. The heart of all this lies what I call the will, not your will, but a blind, irrational, ceaseless force that drives all life. Will does not think. It does not rest. It does not plan. It simply wants. It is hunger. Without a mouth. It is thirst. Without a body. It is the thing in you that wants what it doesn't have, and when it has it, wants something else. You might think you're in charge of your life, that you're making rational decisions, but look deeper. You'll see that you're being pulled by urges you didn't choose, by fears you inherited, by a system designed to keep you wanting. Here is the brutal pattern of human existence. You desire, you strive, you obtain, you feel empty, you desire again. This cycle is not accidental. It is structural. It is how the will keeps itself alive. Think of it like a treadmill. You run harder, thinking you'll get somewhere, but the speed only increases, and you go nowhere. Even pleasure, which seems like a reward, is not the goal. Pleasure is simply the brief silencing of pain, relief from desire, not the presence of fulfillment. Do you remember the metaphor of the donkey chasing a carrot? Let me add something. That donkey isn't just chasing the carrot, that it's also running from a whip behind it. That whip is your fear of failure, of being unloved, of being nothing. So you chase, not out of freedom, but out of fear and compulsion. Modern society has weaponized this dynamic. Advertising doesn't sell you products. It sells you versions of yourself. More successful, more attractive, more valuable. But what happens when you catch the carrot? A moment of triumph, followed by emptiness, because the will simply moves the carrot again. You may say, but we've progressed. We're more advanced than in your time. And yes, the tools have changed, but the trap, it's tighter. Today, you are constantly connected, and constantly compared. You scroll through curated lives, you see images of perfection, and you feel behind. But what you don't realize is this: they feel the same. Even those with the perfect life feel lacking, because the will doesn't care how much you've achieved. It only sees what's missing. You might believe there is one thing, just one, that will fix it: the perfect partner, the ideal career, spiritual enlightenment. But the will is cunning. It lets you believe in a final fix, because that belief keeps you moving, and as long as you're moving, you're suffering, because movement, for the will, is more important than rest. In this way, hope becomes another form of torment. A future that never arrives. But not all are trapped. There are a few who stop, who turn around, who look directly at the will and say, I see you. They don't become apathetic, they become aware. They stop identifying with every craving. They begin to want less, not because they gave up, but because they woke up. These people, often mistaken for pessimists, are the most free. Freedom is not the ability to get what you want. It is the ability to not be enslaved by what you want. When you see desire for what it is, a trick of biology, of evolution, of the will, then, and only then, can you begin to breathe freely. It doesn't mean you become cold or indifferent. It means you can love without clinging, work without addiction, live without illusion. Most people do not want this truth. They want comfort, they want dreams. But if you are among the rare ones, the few who want to see clearly, no matter the cost, then here is the terrifying, liberating truth: you were never meant to be happy. You were meant to serve the will. To desire, to struggle, to pass it on. But you don't have to obey. You can look at the will and say, I am more than this cycle. I will not chase endlessly. I will be still. And in that stillness, in that silence, you may discover something greater than happiness, you may find peace.